Hi, everyone. You're watching White Mountains TV. I'm Chris Prue, joined remotely by the Executive Director of the Jackson Ski Touring Foundation, Ellen Chandler. Ellen, thank you so much for joining us today.
Nice to be here, Chris.
And it's not too early. Even though we're just getting into fall foliage, we're going to preview winter here in the Mount Washington Valley. Of course, Jackson Ski Touring Foundation, known as one of the country's top cross-country ski destinations. What do you think? What is winter going to look like this year with at Jackson Ski Touring?
Well, in September, it's always going to look snowy in the winter, so we're always optimists in September. And we're looking forward to a good season. I mean, I think the interest people have in trails this summer is just astounding, and we're hoping and thinking that's going to translate into a busy winter in Jackson.
Absolutely. The ultimate naturally socially distanced activity, cross-country skiing. As we record this on it's September 24th, we're kind of in the middle of a drought here. I think we're saving up all of our moisture for this winter. We're going to get some major snowfall early and often.
Yeah, there's some giant cloud out there just waiting to come this way around the 20th of November.
Absolutely. So yeah, cross-country skiing is naturally kind of socially distant. People have been up here in droves this summer and this fall looking to escape the city, get out into nature, and cross-country skiing is a great way to do that.
Cross-country skiing and snowshoeing. And some of the ways, we obviously want to make sure that we take care of people and allow them to take care of themselves in a responsible way. So one of the things we're working on this summer, we do a lot of trail work in the summer, is making sure that we have as many attractive trailheads as possible. So people can go straight to the trails and get right on the trails directly from places down, even before they get to the covered bridge. There's a nice trailhead down at the Red Fox Grill now. Yep. We also are working on the trails up at Rocky Branch, at the base of Pinkham Notch. So we're doing as much trail work as possible so that we can have well-groomed trails, right from the get-go without having to come to the touring center.
Yeah, and for people who aren't familiar with Jackson Ski Touring Foundation, it is vast. We're talking about an entire town plus of a trail network. So it's very easy to find your own space and to start in different areas. Describe the trail system a little bit and the vastness of these trails.
Sure, we have approximately 100 kilometers of trails that we maintain, and there are really 5 distinct trail networks, from Prospect Farm, which is at the base of Carter Notch, to then we have the East Pasture Loop, which is over near Black Mountain. We have lower village trails, which have numerous ways you can get on them, whether right at our touring center, right down on Main Street, or over behind the library. There are trails in the upper village, which most people think of those as between the Eagle Mountain House and the Christmas Farm Inn. And then there's the Ellis River Trail, which goes from the village all the way up to the base of Pinkham Notch. So just so many trails, so many ways to get on the trails. And, we're really encouraging. It takes me to my next point that I really want people to understand: season passes. If you've ever thought of having a season pass, this is the year to get one. It's they max out at about at just around $200. They max out right this time of year at $180. Kids under the age of 18 are like $45 or $25 if they're 10 to 12, and under 10 are free. So just get the season pass. Help us out this year. You'll be helping yourself.
Yeah, I mean, because these outdoor activities are generally very safe. It's the indoor portion of it, whether it's cross-country skiing or alpine skiing or anything indoors this winter, where the risk level goes up a little bit. So the key is always planning ahead. If you have your season pass, you don't even really need to step foot in the base lodge, right? If you have your equipment and you've got your season pass, you can head out right onto the trails.
You're ready to go. And we're going to have the limitation is going to be how many people we can flow through the building at any one time. So plan ahead. Know before you go.
Gets very popular, and this year I anticipate it's going to be even more so because of all the pent-up demand out there for people to have something to do and to have something safe to do that also naturally keeps your body healthy. It's a great activity and a great way to see scenery in the White Mountains. What are some of the things that you might see on your trail system?
Well, we have a number of our trails go by beautiful rivers. I mean, I think I'm sitting here right by the Wildcat River today, and I think rivers are just fascinating to us. And so they're just ever changing. So, I mean, the Ellis River is a big attraction for us in our Ellis River Trail. The other big river in town, of course, is the Wildcat River, and the trails of the Upper Village up on the from the Eagle Mountain House, their golf course, and then further up along that river, just beautiful and kind of an interesting setting. When you're up on what we call the Eagle Fields and the Woodchuck Fields, you just have this long valley vista up towards Carter Notch, and it's like it's a very transporting experience.
It does feel like you're in a postcard sometimes when you're skiing in Jackson. It seems like almost like an era gone by, or something that you only see in movies nowadays. But it's still real life in this town.
Oh yes, and the trails kind of scoot behind places, sort of almost like little secret forests from time to time. So you're skiing behind some of the businesses and different neighborhoods, and also some of the farmland too is just beautiful. And then every now and then you'll go over a little knoll, and then, wow, there's Mount Washington, just there, big as life.
And of course, you have the community, the village of Jackson there, with restaurants, shops. You guys have also a lot of great programs to help get people into skiing, to help people socialize while they ski. How might the programs look this year in light of everything?
Well, we're trying to figure that out exactly, and but we're going ahead with our plans, and so we're working with staff to try and figure out how to make it so that we can offer the fun without having the close contact. And so things like Friday gliders, there'll be more gliding and maybe not quite so much of a social hour. Although we've been approached by some of the local restaurants saying, let the gliders know they can come here afterwards, and instead of having the social hour that we always have at the touring center. So things like Friday gliders, we're planning to go ahead with them this year. We started a new program last year called Toddlers and Tots, which was basically if you brought a small child, you could do everything on Tuesday morning for free, including using the pulks. So we're figuring out in our rental shop how we can set up for families. So your family would order in advance, so we'd know what you needed. We'd put it in a separate location so each family could stay within its sort of pod and go out and try the skiing. So it's more important than ever for kids to get outdoors, and probably for their parents too.
Absolutely. And the nice thing about too is it counters some of the screen time, because I'm sure screen time has been up exponentially since the start of the pandemic, and we all need a break from it. Kids especially, they need to experience real life. They need to get their bodies moving, get their muscles moving, and breathe in fresh air and see all the things that these mountains have to offer. For people who are inspired and want to get their season passes now, so they're ready to go out on day one, what do they do?
Well, the website's probably the easiest way to just go for it. We do have a season pass button on the website, and that's almost every hour I hear the little binging noise that tells me that someone has purchased a season pass. It's really fun to know that people are planning. They're getting ready. So that's the easiest way to do it. And then if a person has already had a season pass, we give them a sticker, and so that it's very green. We don't have to print out a new plastic pass, and we will have days for taking pictures and making sure that people who buy new passes get all set, probably starting in November.
All right. We're talking with Ellen Chandler of Jackson Ski Touring Foundation, and the website is jacksonxc.org.
Yes.
Is that correct?
But I encourage people, if I have a couple more seconds, just to let people know that if anyone wants to go walking on trails, we have really manicured our wave trails coming off of Valley Crossroad this year. A couple volunteers have just done yeoman's work up there. It's mowed down to almost lawn-like grass for the whole wave, and there's a parking lot on Valley Crossroad, and it's wonderful for walking or jogging. It's really encourage people to go out when they're sort of getting ready to enjoy some nice fall days.
I bet the fall foliage inside that forest is spectacular too. Nice undulating terrain. You've got rivers nearby, and just the reds, oranges, and golds are going to make that just a spectacular walk you'll remember forever.
Indeed, and inspire you for winter.
Absolutely. All right, Ellen Chandler, Jackson Ski Touring Foundation, thank you so much for joining us today.
It's a pleasure. Can't wait for snow.
All right, you're watching White Mountains TV.